Hello, it's Randi Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randirhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinker podcast.
Mary had a little man.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
I'm David Allen Greer. Won't you join me and Attorney General Jeff Sessions in helping to end years of unjust and immoral discrimination against white people? Let's look at the facts. It all started back in the 1700s when black people took all the seats in the slave ships for themselves, leaving room only for a few white people up top. Then we black people have continued our discriminatory ways. We forced white people into all-white neighborhoods and brutally Caucasian public schools. Our police are so focused on serving us, they barely even pay attention to white people. And whites are discriminated against in major sectors of our economy, from the NBA to hip-hop to even Tyler Perry movies. It's so bad that white people had no choice but to create their own all-white government, and they can't get a damn thing done. It's time for a change. It's time to give white people a chance. Call Washington. Denzel Washington. Tell him it's time to end the discrimination that has kept our white brothers and sisters down for so long. Let's make it right. Let's make it white.
You know, the only issue I have with David Allen Greer, and that there is, you shouldn't call Washington Denzel Washington or Washington. You should call Morgan Freeman, who has, kept all the white people out of commercials, for you, because he does every single one. There's no room for white people anymore. It's Morgan Freeman's fault. Oh, yeah. It is nice being white in America today, I have to say. I feel the privilege. I really do. I feel it when I drive to work. I feel it in my white neighborhood. I feel it when I send the kids to white schools. I just feel it. Thank God for it, because this president is appealing to a base that is so anti-everything not white. It's just an amazing thing. It is not just us. The entire world sees it, feels it, knows it, and smells it and tastes it. Everybody gets it. That all this crap that happened in the last few days with the cops should rough people up and white people need to be protected from reverse discrimination in higher education, and this freaking immigration policy, which makes no sense to anybody who's looked at it. None. Zero. Zilch. Goose egg. Donut. Squat sense. To anybody that's looked at it. No study. 1,470 economists, have bothered to look at this. And they all said, this isn't going to help lower wage and middle-waged people get a raise. What helps lower and middle-class people get a raise is unions. Unions. Immigrants don't drive the cost of picking strawberries down. They just show up and do it. And what's really crazy, we'll go over some of the immigration numbers because they're unbelievable. And this whole thing with unionization, I want you to know there is a big effort going on right now in one of the it is the poorest state that we have, good old Mississippi. In Mississippi, Nissan moved a plant there, and they are having one of the most vicious anti-union efforts being undertaken by Nissan. And you know what's crazy? Nissan is a foreign company. Nissan is Japanese. For those Spanish speakers, they're from Japón. And in Japón, Nissan has unions. Isn't that something? So they're very used to them. Guess what else? Nissan has unions in Great Britain because they're required. Guess what else? Nissan has unions in Australia. Oh, yeah. All over the world, Nissan has unionized workforces, just not here in the United States. And when you consider the fact that 30% of our workers 40 years ago, when the Great Decline started, 40 years ago, 30% of American workers were unionized. And now, in the private sector, 7%. You think this has something to do with why wages haven't gone up? Yeah, because I don't think it had anything to do with the Mariel boat lift. Holy crap, man. They had to really go deep for that one. That's what Steve Miller said yesterday. But let's give you the good news, okay? There's so much good news today. First of all, every time I hear Donald Trump has reached a new low, I wonder what we're talking about. I mean, is it something he did, or is it his poll numbers? And today, it's both. It's both. Oh, his approval ratings, according to this Quinnipiac poll. There are polls. If you want to see all the polls, go to 538.com. They have them all there. Best poll he did was 39%, still under 40. But the Quinnipiac poll is it was deep. Okay, they asked all deep questions, and I have them all right in front of me, and I will give you the answers, and it's going to blow your mind. But his approval rating now, 33%. Disapproval, 61%. That's underwater, people. There's underwater, and then there's so deep underwater that no sunlight penetrates. That's where he is. No sunlight gets through that sucker, okay? It's like he's so low underwater that if it starts to rise, the numbers will get the bends. That's how far down he is. Oh, I gotta listen to this. Listen to these numbers. Oh, this is bad. And then I got some really, really great news. I mean, seriously good. Okay, so would you say that Donald Trump cares about average Americans? 59% said no. Oh! Why does it sound like that? It sounds like it's like it's underwater. With the polls. It sounds like maybe that's why. Okay, here's another one. Would you say that Donald Trump is level-headed? 71%. No. Oh. Would you say Donald Trump is a strong person? Okay, 58% said he's strong. He's strong. I think he's weak, but that's okay. I would be in the 38% that said no. Would you say Donald Trump is intelligent? 42% said no. 55% still thinks he's smart. Sly, I would say. Sly like a fox is what I would say. Okay, would you say Donald Trump is someone who shares your values? 63% no. Oh. Do you feel proud to have Donald Trump as president, or do you feel embarrassed to have Donald Trump as president? 54% said embarrassed. Oh. Do you think President Trump is abusing the power of his office or not? 57%, he's abusing. Oh. These are bad. Do you think it's appropriate that Jared Kushner, President Trump's son-in-law, is playing a significant role in the White House, or don't you think so? 61% said, no, he's not. It's because they don't know, because listen to the follow-up. Well, it's down in the bottom here. Do you approve or disapprove of the way Donald Trump is handling the economy? 52% disapprove. Oh. Do you disapprove or approve of the way Donald Trump is handling foreign policy? As if you really know what that is. 59% said no. Oh. The jury is out on this one. Do you disapprove or approve of the way Donald Trump is handling terrorism? It's split 46-47, yes and no. They don't know. Do you approve or disapprove of the way Donald Trump is handling his job? 61% disapprove. Oh. Do you approve or disapprove of the way Donald Trump is handling his job as president? And then they combined it. It's a combi question. If you approve or disapprove, do you strongly or somewhat approve or disapprove? It's very interesting. 55% strongly disapprove. Oh. 23% approve, 10% approve somewhat. So you got 33% approving somewhere. And then if you combined a disapprove somewhat and 55% disapprove strongly, you get 61% disapproval. Oh! That's not good. Here's my favorite one. Is your opinion of Donald Trump favorable, unfavorable, or haven't you heard enough about him? 61% disapprove. Oh! Is your opinion of Jeff Sessions favorable or unfavorable, or have you not heard enough about him? 41% disapprove of Jeff Sessions. Woohoo. 27% favor Jeff Sessions. And about 31% haven't heard anything about Jeff Sessions. I'm not even reading the haven't heard numbers, but they're pretty astonishing. Is your opinion of John McCain favorable, unfavorable, or haven't you heard enough about him? 57% favor John McCain. This is after the healthcare vote. 57%. Oh yeah. All right. Are you generally optimistic or pessimistic about the next few years with Donald Trump as president? 53% pessimistic. Oh, no. Would you say Donald Trump is honest or not? Dishonest, 62%. Oh. Would you say Donald Trump has good leadership skills? 63% said no. Do you approve or disapprove of the way Donald Trump is handling immigration? 60% no. Do you approve or disapprove of the way Donald Trump is handling health care? 65% don't approve. Oh. Damn, that was going to be his big issue. How concerned are you about President Trump's relationship with Russia? Very concerned, somewhat concerned, or not so concerned, or not concerned at all. Wow, that's too many choices. So you get a lot of answers. I combined the very concerned with the somewhat concerned. 60% are somewhat concerned or very concerned. When it comes to President Trump's relationship with Russia, do you believe that he did something illegal? The country is completely divided. A third say yes, a third say no, and a third don't know. When it comes to Jared Kushner, see, I told you it was down below. When it comes to Jared Kushner's relationship with Russia, do you believe that he did something illegal? He did something unethical but not illegal? Or do you believe that Jared Kushner did not do anything wrong? 27% say he did something illegal, 32% say he didn't do anything illegal, and 25% said he didn't do anything wrong, and 16% don't even know who Jared Kushner is. It's a little scary. Do you think that President Trump is taking the investigation into the Russian interference in the 2016 election seriously or not? 58% said no, he's not taking it seriously. This is a great one. Do you believe that President Trump has attempted to derail or obstruct the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election? 58% said yes, he's obstructing it. How important is it to you that the news media holds public officials accountable? 74% said it's very important that the news media hold public officials accountable. Oh, media is getting popular. As president, do you think Donald Trump should continue tweeting from his personal Twitter account? 69% said cut the crap. There you have it, everybody. It ain't good. It ain't good. The only thing that looks a little bit good for him is no one knows who the hell Jared and his dimples are. No one knows. He doesn't have anything branded Kushner. That's the problem. He needs to start putting Kushner on his buildings. He needs to have Kushner ties and Kushner suits and Kushner jackets and ode to Kushner. Smells like fraud. So these are not good numbers, but okay, I'm not even going to make you wait because this is so freaking good. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller has convened a second grand jury in Washington. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. What you may not understand is there already was one investigating Michael Flynn's criminal activity, which means this.
Go to RandiRhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.